Hi, hello, welcome to the Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene, Priestess of Veloci. I'll be your oracle today. If anything that is said resonates deeply with you, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session. There's a flash sale going on. There's the link in the show notes. You can always just go to Vertex of Abundance / sale. And there's usually an accessibility rate. The readings are priced so that they're kind of inaccessible. We're in between. So there's like a theme every month. In terms of like the recording, we batch things out. So right now it's a great time. It's only gonna last for a few days, just putting that out there. And it's significantly cheaper, like over 50% off. So I'm just gonna get in here. We got some nasty energy I'm picking up on. I'm gonna use the deck to scry. If it prompts me to open the record, I'll do that. I'm getting this weird energy of things being snatched out of our hand, you see, and that's a confirmation there with this card popping out, the Judgment card. You know, somebody's trying to keep their spot in our life. I'm feeling, I don't know what that looks like. They had a spot and it's over with this 10 of Swords, 6 of Wands. They're like investigating, trying to see what rewards, accolades, recognition we have, or how we're about to come up or something of that nature. I'm getting the energy of like a creepy older energy. It can be like a dark mother, a false mother. I've been seeing this a little bit lately. I even had my own kind of experience. It was compounded too. So when I walked into the energy, it turned out that it had been something that had been plaguing me for a while, and that it was kind of triangulated between a handful of people, and it just grossed me out to the core. It shook me very deeply. This creepy, stuffy, older female energy. Now, it's not always older, but this is like one of those kind of belligerent, egotistical, somewhat ulterior, meaning they may be close to you, up to your face, nice, kind, polite, but behind your back trying to destroy you. Oh yeah, and then the Tower, it's the significator here, but it was just right there staring at me. I didn't even notice. And then so if we have the Tower and the Judgment card that quickly, that's a very big confirmation for me. It means like there's needing to be some revelation. So we kind of need to tune away, let all the kind of excess, clutter, chatter, mental, you know, because a lot of times we're like, why of the why of the why of the why, or I can't believe that, or whatever. But whatever's going on is right in front of you. The intuition may have been skewed, hidden, obscured, and something of that nature. A lot of times people will tell you what they're doing either by their behavior or by, they'll literally say, but they'll say it about somebody else or something of that nature. Okay, yeah, it's just the Judgment card came right back. It is somebody trying to do some love stuff. The love stuff can work in so many different ways, many different methods, whatever, what have you. I shouldn't let go of the 10 of Swords, because what I'm going to try to do is clean this energy. Okay, let me reorient myself. What am I getting? I'm getting somebody doing like love spells on us, and it could be male or female. I'm getting female on female. So usually when I see that, and I'm sorry, I understand that not everybody's in a hostile, antagonistic situation with the practitioner. Sometimes it is oscillation, rumination, vacillating. So somebody will be hating on us, it won't work. Sometimes they'll be hating on us for an extended period of time. It doesn't go anywhere. And then what they'll be doing is feeling bad after they do some kind of attack, and they'll want to soothe or smooth it over instead of just coming in and directly apologizing. What they'll do is kind of like some kind of energy manipulation in some kind of way. Now, I don't know, there's not that many men watching it. It's like less than 10%, actually. Sometimes it's less than 5. So it depends on the community, because there are communities, I'm hearing Latino. Okay, I don't know why that's relevant. Why I imagine why that's relevant, but I don't know to who that's relevant. Where the men, they might not be a practitioner, but they know about things because they kind of grew up in a family or they grew up in the culture. And then when I do see the men doing it, usually what I see happening is like them going out and hiring somebody to do it, not so much doing it themselves. Um, there's just something going on where somebody is trying to destroy, or they were trying to destroy, and now they're kind of like disgustingly attached, like some malignant parasite or something of that nature. It's really gross. They keep putting spells on us. And I feel like, and spells means many different things to many different people. It could be fancy footwork in terms of planning, orchestrations, machinations. It can be some kind of magic tongue, where the reality, the circumstance, situation that's being created, it can be actual energy projection. It can be actual hocus pocus, abracadabra, candle work, root work. Spells means many different things, but it's sewing and weaving in some kind of strategy, agenda, plan, orchestration, machination, because of their feelings of affection towards us. And oftentimes they can't explain or disclose or be honest, open, or forthright about what the feelings are. Yeah, so this is somebody, okay, so the King of Swords is somebody who wants. The Kings are wants, the Queens are needs, the Knights are desires, the Pages are feelings. It's one way of using them. And then whenever you see the swords, it's an attack. This is somebody that is wanting to either attack someone or attack something. And I'm sorry, but with the Hermit and the Tower card, this is somebody who wants, okay, so this is like a destructive teacher or somebody with deep insight or somebody with power over you, the Hermit, that wants to destroy. And I don't know what it is, but they've become incensed. They have been incensed for a long while, and the situation circumstances are about to change. So they're really, really, really they're not able to contain themselves is what I'm hearing. And they have some kind of power with the Judgment card and the King of Swords. The Judgment card talks about power struggles oftentimes. And then when we have this Tower card out here, it's like a double meaning, double confirmation for me. So let's go ahead and see what's going on. I hope this video doesn't take forever. Right, yeah, so they're opportunistic, yeah. Shapeshifter and teacher. So didn't I say some kind of elder, some kind of teacher, corrupt or something of that nature? I don't remember what I said even 5 seconds ago. I'm just cycling through this energy as quickly as possible. This incense going, because the energy is going to get nasty. And I'm grossed out by whatever this is, however this is, why ever. So this is somebody manipulating or abusing. They have negative traits, they have destructive skills, they might teach these or use these secretly behind the scenes, where like to your face, they're kind, loving, caring, and benevolent. That's what you call, I just heard covert narcissist, covert toxicity, but that's communal toxicity, where their personality, style, and behavior is like, high and mighty, nice, loving, altruistic in public, and then behind the scenes, I'm hearing venom and viscer, like visceral, venom and viscer. Okay. And so they're manipulating through duplicity, behind the scenes, abusing students, abusing children, negative traits, whether they be destructive or that they teach these traits. And this is in contrast to, the ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, and wisdom. They're projecting any image that serves their personal agenda. Again, that's that communal toxicity personality styles, traits, or behaviors. Instead of having like a skill at navigating, perceiving through different levels, different consciousness, the ability to locate, perceive the potential in everything, they're really projecting in the image that serves a person during that at any moment. Like I said, manipulating through duplicity, abusing, teaching negative traits, destructive skills. Like, this is on the grounds of monk, nun, scribe. So even if they're not like a priestly person, they have some kind of covenant, agreement, sacred tenets that they should be keeping. It can be a teacher. You know, a lot of times people have to take an oath. That's what I'm getting. So, you know, this is on the grounds of somebody who wants everything to be perfect or wants you to be perfect. And that's another toxic personality style. You're never going to meet their standards, and they're always going to have some kind of anger, whether it's overt, covert, that they're harboring towards you, and it will come out in times of rage, meaning they'll strike upon you, or they'll move towards you thinking that you're some kind of exact victim profile, and when the reality comes to prove otherwise, there's a lashing out. And there's something new for them, meaning we are a kind of supply that they've never had before. All right. And I'm seeing some toxic things. So I'm seeing a woman on about okay, so the devil's coming hard here. The internet is cut out. Um, so let's see what's going on. We have this, I'm hearing the word malignant tumor. Somebody is attached to us and they want, I'm getting two things. They want our love, honor, affection, affirmation, something of that nature. They need us to recognize them. They want us to think that they're better than us or something of that nature. On another hand, what I'm getting is that somebody's attaching themselves to us, regardless of gender. It's oftentimes even gross, why ever, because of their gender. That would not be, you know, because of who they are as a person, individual, but it's shocking whatever's going on, because you wouldn't have thought, you wouldn't have imagined initially. It's something that would have walked right by you several times, because that's not a equation, an outcome that you would have ever had in your mind. Sometimes the love spells is so that they can get attached to us in the spiritual realm, so that's even worse, because that means they're trying to tie into our abundance. They're trying to tie in. I'm seeing the Lover's card, I'm seeing the Star card. So if you're a practitioner, that's the Hoso Hoho for sure. Lover's card and the Star card specifically is Hoho. So that in Orisha is like the Ibeyi, the twins. But it's so that so like when we get a leg up, or when we get a boss up, a glow up, they get a little bit of it, or they want to tie themselves. So they're marrying us in the spiritual for whatever reason. It's so that if we repel, rebuke, reject, if we banish, if we purge, if we cleanse ourselves of any energy, knowing or not knowing that is them, it comes back to us, or they get an alert or something of that nature. I'm getting all of that. I'm getting all of that. So why don't we go ahead and see what's going on here? Yeah, so something's been ending lately. I think like a curse, Ten of Swords, a curse has been lifted, a spell has been broken. We're hearing the call. We might have actually processed or done something in terms of getting a leg up, or working on ourselves, or finally coming out of some tumultuous cycle, prickly, precarious, protracted cycle. Ten of Swords. So we've completed some kind of prickly, precarious, protracted cycle, meaning it was uber difficult, mega difficult. And as we're coming up out of this, I'm just getting like creepy love spells, and I want to. Okay, so now I'm getting disoriented. Grant me a moment. Yeah, okay, so we're doing some kind of healing. This is healing through crisis, the way that this energy is working, but it's also somebody was doing too much. Somebody really was overplaying their hand, or like the Tower and the Temperance is the energy of like putting too much salt, putting too much vinegar in the pie, putting too much salt in the soup. You know, something happens where it just gets out of hand. You do too much, it gets corrupted, but it's not actual corruption. It's the tinkering with something that kind of ruins it. All right. And so that would mean that they're tinkering with us, they're playing with us in the background. So also they're trying to destroy our healing. Tower and the Temperance card. There's some kind of conflict resolution here with these two cards, the Judgment and the Tower, when they come out together, because something's over, something's ended. Now they are still sending some kind of energy our way. I'm getting, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know why that is. But with the Hermit, there's a person looking to see what will work. The Hermit and the Eight of Wands, they're looking to see what will work. They're investigating to see if any of their energy projection, of any of their plans, of any of their strategies, of anything that they can or will or are planning to get going, get off the ground, it's gonna stick. Hermit and the Eight of Wands is the proverbial spaghetti on the wall, throwing spaghetti at the wall kind of deal. So else with that, I don't actually understand that. Yeah, so we're sitting pretty unless there's some kind of Virgo sun energy here. So unless there's a Virgo sun energy here, it can be also Gemini rising. Unless we're Virgo sun or Gemini rising, literally this person is investigating ways to destroy us. They don't like how we're manifesting in life right now. They really want to bring some competition, some conundrums, some crossings, some challenges. It's because they're jealous, they're haters, and it's something karmic. They may be listen, I don't know how to say this, but this is oftentimes when the trumpet gets sounded, it's not just about, you know, salvation and awakening and deliverance and all that stuff. It also, this is the lake of fire energy, because if there's no soul alive in you, you're not going to wake up and go towards the heavens. You're going to be left on the earth. But that thing is that wherever, because they're, you see how they're in the water there? The whole water becomes the lake of fire. So some will emerge and go towards the heavens, and whoever's left behind, it's not going to be good. So really, they're going to be seen as demonic, whether it's to them their own self, whether it's to us. Because the Five of Wands could be hell fire, not necessarily the hell realm, which is the Ten of Wands. Okay, let's have a look. See here. But to me, the Hermit is the teacher, by the way, I just want to say. And these are the significators of the deck, but here's something strange. The Judgment card won't leave. it won't leave. The Ten of Swords finally left, which was them trying to destroy us. Also something emerging to the light finally. It might be revelations of being stabbed in the back, betrayed. It would mean that there was a very long Seven of Swords situation. Definitely over 5 years, probably over 7. So we are manifesting something. We're sitting secure in the self. We're yielding out of some kind of abundance or fertility. It couldn't be some kind of hard works. We can't be on the way to becoming a millionaire or becoming sturdy or becoming stable or becoming secure, whether it be secure in this world, secure in ourselves. If it's secure in ourselves, it's because we have some type of skill, but a practical skill that we have to learn either through knowledge or experience. And you see around this, all around this is the Five of Wands. So there's some kind of petty conflict or I'm hearing ego battle. Okay, now we have 2 kings. So this is somebody who is, okay, so first of all, we have Virgo sun here. That also would talk to me about a Gemini Cancer cusp rising as well. So if you're not a sun sign, you would have a Gemini Cancer cusp rising. We've had to overcome something because they were attacking with the Tower card. So when you see the Tower card and the Strength card, that's like surviving. It's a close call kind of situation because 16 minus 8, it halves. So something that was sent to destroy you barely touches you kind of deal. It's a little similar to like walking out of a car crash unscathed, but the car is totaled. All right. So we're having to find our strength here. Strength, courage, or wisdom. Somebody is wanting to manifest. They want to get a commitment. They want us committed to them. They don't want us to leave them, to leave them behind, to leave them stuck, to leave them outside of our lives. Man, this is just some creepy ola. All right, so let's go ahead and read this down. Let's open up the record. Tower, whatever this little attack or agenda is, we'll see. We have the King of Pentacles, King of Cups here. We have the Justice card. So I'm getting that was the law of lesser magic. Somebody for a temporary while found some kind of loophole where they were able to access, they were able to attack. There was some kind of law they were using to their advantage. And this is, again, loophole or genius. This is also a miscarriage of justice. It's not so much a loophole as it is a miscarriage of justice. I'm sorry. I oftentimes consider the Fool card whenever I see this, but this is the Fool who's not free, and then the Fool card is the Hangman who is free. So whenever you see the Hangman and the Fool card, that's a legal loophole. And when you see the Hangman and the Justice card, excuse me, whenever you see the Justice card and the Fool card, that's a legal loophole. Whenever you see the Justice card and the Hangman, that's actually a miscarriage of justice. So this could also be somebody who is about to have karma come down on that ass, is when I just heard that language. So there's that. Now we have the Three of Cups here. So this is somebody who their blessings are getting blocked, or it's taken a while. Over the last 3 weeks, we've been kind of hung out, postponed. Situation's gonna shift around soon. Over the last 3 weeks, we've been working on reversing something, getting something to turn around. We've been juggling something. We've been working something out, planning, seeing to something, administering something, looking after something. It's about either our platform, our home, our role, our position. And it's something that's going to bring contentment or salvation. And it is something that we have to build in the background. So we've been carrying a burden for the last 3 weeks to 2 months. I'm getting. I don't feel like it's been 2 months. I feel like over the weeks, it did come to the foreground. And over the last 2 to 3 weeks, we've been working something out, maybe juggling, maybe balancing, maybe playing fancy footwork, maybe navigating, negotiating, maybe bartering. It's really the Two of Pentacles, an abstract, archaic meaning of it is just administration. Nine of Cups here though. So things are completing, they're coming to fulfillment here soon. But for right now, we're secure in the self and we're cups. It can also mean that we have contentment, but within our own self, within our own soul. It's a singular, isolated, solitary experience. But it also means that we've made it, we're sitting pretty up. Now, this is a spiritual gift. So there is something that we see or we know we're about to receive something from the heavens. We have Five of Wands. So 10 of Wands, Five of Wands, this is a demon. So we're stuck dealing with a demon. 10 of Wands. I'm sorry. And this is going to be seen, called out, or it's going to become obvious. And now we have this. So we have all three. Okay. Also the elementals, if that's something that you do. Okay. This is new. This is new strife, new conflict. Archaic reading is the strife for gold and opulence. So somebody wants to get their needs met through us. It might be supply. It might be that we are the image of the dreams. And this is a new love situation. This is a basic spell that may or may not work. This is a spell that somebody is doing, but they're going up against somebody spiritually of a higher rank than them. So usually the spell doesn't work, or if it does work, it doesn't last for that long. So yeah, there's new love here, but it's not, I wouldn't trust it coming in with the Five of Wands. There's no other energy out yet. So this new love, I'm hearing the Chariot too. So they keep coming, they keep coming in. With the Moon card, that's sorcery, that's magic, it can be moon manifestation, cycles of the moon. It could also just be deep feelings, hidden feelings, secret feelings. So somebody might be either secretly in love or doing love spells, and they're starting more because remember that sword is something broken. I just heard Five of Swords in my mind, so there's some kind of boundaries. They don't want anybody else coming with us, and they don't want to see us get a leg up in this world without being attached to us either. Two of Wands, so they're looking for a way in, they're looking for something, they're looking for like an open window, an unlocked door, they're looking for some kind of spiritual cord, something that they can either unravel or tether themselves to, because they know that we're about to blow up, grow up, we're about to heal, move on, move forward, ascend, we might get to a higher stature, become esteemed, something of that nature. And again, they're hoping, wishing, and praying on us because we have access to the eternal kingdom here, and they are part of the infernal kingdom. So they're a demon and we're an angel, and they don't like that. And when I say we're an angel, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. This is God, yo. This is God. This is the throne of God, and this is the power of God. So we are an angel, period. And they're not. They're a demon. And they're looking to restore themselves through us, is what I'm being told. They're looking to restore themselves through us. Now, somebody here is feeling affection, feeling love, and they're going to make some kind of token offer. They're going to maybe even reach out in the next 2 days or so. But we're feeling weary, we're feeling guarded. We've had to mount some type of defense because they have some kind of agenda or some kind of plan not working. They can see that their little house of cards is about to fall down. And because the Seven of Pentacles, I'm sorry, that needs to be supported by other Pentacles, or it's a plan that's going to fail because it's an agenda. And it's not that it's a bad one, it's just they haven't put the right type of time, energy, effort, or attention into something. I'm sorry if I keep moving the camera this oriented this energy. And again, they've been manipulating the government several times. So that the only interpretation left for the Temperance card is manipulation. And this is true. They've tried a handful of times, maybe 7, 9 times, some kind of way. They've had multiple different phases of the plan. They're planting some kind of seeds right now because there's something that they want to do beyond. Now we have 2 7s coming out in a row. That is an alert, a trigger. They need wisdom, this person, whomever they are. They need to find some wisdom, some common sense. Comments and comments, things that go without saying need to be said. So like I said, there's a flash sale going on right now. It's over 50% off. It's only gonna last for a couple of days. There's a love flash sale, there's a regular flash sale. The only thing you need to know about it is I'm not gonna be, you do need to book a session, but it's not gonna be about showing up to the session. That's just the time that I'm gonna sit down and record your reading. I'll probably do it sooner and send you the audio or the video link, okay? So depending on how cheap you want your reading, I'm gonna start just with audio, and then if it gets a little bit more cost effective for me, then I'll send you the video. I only do live on full price. I'm sorry, that's the way I gotta roll, and I know that my reading's expensive. It's more of an accessibility thing. I don't wanna be doing readings for the public that often because I spend a lot of times doing readings for my clients, my students, my spiritual children. But every now and again, not that I feel bad, every now and again, I know that people need readings and I know that they need to be accessible. And I get emails from people and I hear stories from people and it makes me sad because it's like, girl, it's not about the money. If I knew you needed access to me, I would have made it happen for you. But you're just sitting there looking at the website, balking at the price and running away, which is fine. That's an option for you. But then we might be missing some understanding. So just so you know, if my readings are too expensive and you can't do it right away because of the price, every now and again, every couple of months or so, there is an accessibility sale, meaning I make it really, really cheap for a few days so that you get in there and make it happen for yourself. That's where we're at right now, okay? And if you're watching this video sometime other than now, meaning outside of the publishing window, the week after the video comes out, there is always an accessibility thing going on. Just understand it's not going to be a live reading. We won't be sitting down on Zoom talking to each other. You'll be getting a little link a week after you book, okay? So that's that. So this is the end of moderation, by the way, because somebody here is a natural born witch. I hate to say it, but the Temperance and the Star card, this is somebody who's figuring out ways to do magic. They're trying to go and manifest their hopes, wishes, and dreams. Typically, it's through us. Typically, when you have the Star card and the Temperance card, it's like you want to get your dreams, but you need to get them through somebody else. You need to piggyback on somebody, parasite from somebody. And then when the Death card comes out after the Temperance card, that's the end of moderation, the end of peace, the end of humility. So their true colors, I'm hearing that. Their true colors are going to shine through. I'm hearing that. And 3 7s. So whatever little agenda that they have, it's unraveling. I do want to say that. And then whenever you have the Star card next to the Judgment card, that's a sign. That's a sign of a natural born witch. It's the feeling of like hunting a beast. So to us, I mean, to them, us are big game hunting. Okay, well, this little plan is going to backfire because look, the devil. Okay, so in the next week or so, their plan backfires because they're going to become toxic in their behavior. This is that word that I try not to use anymore because I'm not a clinician, diagnostician. And NPD is, people hear the word narcissist and they go crazy. They get all reactive and triggered. And yeah, it's really misused. Here's the thing though, there are personality traits, okay? And personality traits are made up of a consistent amount of behavior. And once you see and recognize enough traits, you have what what's called a behavioral style. Behavioral style can be anything: introverted, extroverted, timid, shy, outgoing, bold, brave. But once you see enough behaviors and you can discern a behavioral pattern, there's a high likelihood. So, arrogance in and of itself does not constitute a narc. Grandiosity in and of itself does not. But when you see this and this and this and this and this and this and this, and then you have a whole mounting list of things, the likelihood is very high. Okay, honey, we have it here. This is the actual alert. The only thing that we need now is the King of Wands, and then it's 100% certainty. But we have like 90% certainty right here. That narc word, this is who this person that we're up against on the opposing side. Come on now, we had 3 sevens. Now we have the dark cloud alert, the deceptive asshole. This is a trifling, treacherous, deceptive asshole. A scheming, sideways, seditious, treasoning, trifling, treacherous, sneaky asshole. That's what that is. And I've been hearing the Katy Perry song "Circle the Drain," and the lyric is, "You don't even apologize." A stereotype, type. So it's like they cannot show up and do human. They cannot show up and do people. They cannot show up and do heart. They cannot show up and do authenticity, genuineness, sincerity. They can only be caca. They can only be a garbage person. And listen, this is the swamp. 7, 5 and a 7 of cups is the swamp. So they can only show up and do illusion, delusion, confusion, rumination, oscillation, vexation. Okay, I'm just gonna break it down for you, honey. Welcome to class, baby doll. We're gonna do this right quickly. Dismiss, just go here. So this is illusion, delusion, confusion. It's somebody intentionally doing it. It's somebody creating smoke screens, maybe gaslighting, maybe doing glamour magic. And I have to say it because we have the Temperance card, and my intuition seemed to be popping right away. So this is illumination, illusion, confusion, delusions here. This is trifling, treacherous, treasonous, sideways, sneaky. Okay, this is a dark cloud, all right? You cannot add them to anything, not only because they're not just toxic, they're poisonous, malignant, probably malevolent, okay? Because they have that personality style that is toxic and all, the narc word. Now that's just an antagonistic personality style. Whether it's high conflict or high toxicity, it doesn't matter, because rigid and malice for pathological. Okay. This is the system, structure, and foundation that they're built their life upon. This is how they regulate, manage, and govern their life. So it's their modus operandi with the 9 of Wands, and it's their MO. This is the orchestrations, machinations, the works that they do. This is the plan, the strategy, the energy they invest into things. And they are feeling prepared for something. So over the last week, they've been preparing for something because they feel like they're going to receive. They feel like they're prepared to receive in some kind of way. But this projection of energy is Niguan Hapan. It's decaying, it's projection of energy. They get stuck. So this is a person who is trifling and treacherous, and then they get caught up doing that. If it's up, then it's stuck. That's what's going on here. So things are going to even out, align. I don't know if it's for the good or the bad yet, because we have the Queen of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles. So they did exactly what they deserve. Pentacles is the moon in Taurus. So that's the equivalent of having the High Priestess and the Hierophant. So that's somebody with access to things and access to hidden knowledge as well. Now we get that Magician card. So they get exactly what they deserve, but I think it comes back on them because they're kind of schizotypal or of two minds. They might be of an opposing mind. It doesn't need to be clinical. But here again, it's the gate to hell. It also triggers barbs. Okay, so their dark mother as well, getting a false imposter. Oh, they're an imposter. They're an imposter. Oh, this is unfortunate. And this is an ad hoc reading, meaning it's not going to come out on the content schedule. It's going to come out right now. I made a mistake here. Grant me a moment. I'm hearing a stereotype. I'm hearing a Katy Perry song. You could have been the greatest, but you'd rather get wasted. You say that you love me, won't remember in the morning. So they can't even keep up with their lives, is what that means. Yeah, so they coming off all lovey-dovey, whatever, authentic, genuine, sincere, but it's an imposter. They're fake, they're false, and it's some kind of teacher that wants, or some kind of elder, or some kind of high and mighty, or some kind of lofty person that may seem like they have a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom. They may be in some kind of teaching role, elder role. They may have some kind of senior leader, senior executive role that may be older in some kind of sense. They could very much be a Pisces rising, a Cancer rising. They come off some kind of way, right? But it's false, it's fictitious. And it's because they're launching some kind of attack. They're trying to be victorious, but they're beta. They have to go through other energies, other authority to get what they want here in this life. And it's going to be stripped. So this is the thing. This is why they're doing what they're doing. They keep coming back in because they're lonely, depressed, or they're losing some kind of supply there. And I wouldn't say lonely with the Five of Cups, but this combination here is loneliness. Now, depression happens here. They are depressive. Okay, but it also could be that there's been a loss of some kind. They might be mourning, grieving, feeling remorse or regret. Typically, it's because a bubble has burst or the wool's been snatched off the eyes. They've become separated or something broke. Some kind of love situation broke, because this is a person desiring connection in some kind of way. Now they're bold but timid, courageous but conscientious. So this is kind of a hot, cold. You're hot and you're cold. You're yes and you're no. You're in and you're out. You're up and you're down. Okay, so I don't know why Katy Perry is on and popping right now, but that's what I'm getting. And we have this Five of Cups. You don't really want to say, hey. Okay, so they can't even be honest. You don't really want to go. They can't detach. They can't respect boundaries, standards, and they're going to be exposed. This is somebody getting exposed here. Okay, this is something coming out. Okay, so we have the visionary and the damsel here. So they feign some kind of what the heck ever. They're selling insights to the high bidder, really concocting a story, going around, modeling a narrative to people, pretending like they don't understand why. See, I dislike that. That manipulation is when the person who does the deed gets upset the person they did the deed to because of how they respond. This is like some kind of street mugger getting upset when their victims turn around and fight back, or calling the police on somebody that maced you when you tried to mug them in the middle of the night, or yeah. This is somebody who will throw a rock at you and then hide their hand, or it's nasty. But what brought me to the table was I was just getting some kind of creepy love energy, like they're doing love spells, or that can also be an obsession. Okay, and a teacher came out. All right. So somebody here is some kind of elder. They're in a position of authority. They're in a position. They shouldn't have access to children or to the organization, the community, because teacher could be a guru as well. Yeah, and they're definitely female. We have dilettante, queen, and martyr. So what I keep getting is that we are a vessel of spirit with this martyr, because that's on our side. And this dilettante, we don't have to, they're sitting there, Jerry Springer, you know, popping off with the chicken neck, rolling in and everything, because they want something from us. We have access to something. And so we're the sacrificial lamb. Remember I said big game hunting? I just met somebody, and on their profile, um, it was like a Hunger Game. Like, welcome to the Hunger Games. Because we were both laughing that we were on the apps. It was comical because it's not going to work out clearly because it's an app. But we did it just to say we did it or to say we had tried it. It's kind of like crossing off all the boxes. Um, and so like it was funny because we had options and XYZ and LNP. This person, they don't have options. They're cleaving, they're grasping. It's one of those desperate things, and this person is pitiful. I wouldn't say laughable. Okay, so the dilettante issue here is like we can delight in a situation and show up to the situation, and it doesn't really matter because we're not trying to be perfect. We're not trying to be professional. We ain't sitting there having a lie to kick it. We're not an opposer. We're not an imposter. We're just showing up and being present and being ourselves. And we're learning to transcend the nature of ourselves because there's a cause. You know, we're attached to the cause, not the outcome. So we're delighting without having all this professional knowledge or doing things perfect or whatever. And it's enraging this person because they're like, well, I should have what you have, or I should be blessed like you, or I should have you. Why does anybody else get to have you? Oh, gross. I'm getting that. I should have this, or I should have you. I'm hearing that so loud and clear. But they're not open, honest, genuine, sincere. They don't come straight forward and say what they want. They don't make an offer. They don't invite us to engage with them the way that they're trying to get us to engage with them. They have to manipulate through duplicity in the background, underhanded, backhanded, sideways, sneaky, trifling, treacherous. No. Okay, now we have student here. So this is, it might be stealing clients, stealing students, stealing children. If they're spiritual children, disciples, they're fallen. This is a person who can't get what we've got. So they have to steal it from people. And they use their talent as an excuse to mistreat, which means we've been abused by them because they feel justified. They have some kind of know-how, knowledge, skill, expertise, general, specialized knowledge with the hermit that they don't perceive us to have. And they don't like when we go forward, move forward without them. When we don't, we basically need them every time we're about to date somebody, every time we're about to make some kind of money move, whatever, and they want to preside over every single thing, not trying to involve yourself in everything. You're gonna wipe my ass for you because you exercising too many liberties that you've yet to afford yourself. You know, you're taking decisions that you are not your own, and you feel entitled to a sense of control that you don't have in my life. This is not a person that is, you know, respecting autonomy. What is autonomy, my dear? Autonomy talks about separateness. We might be making different decisions. We might be thinking different, feeling different than they feel. And they want us to be like them or to do things the way they would do, which is fine. They can inform and instruct and invite and advise us to do what they would do. But also they need to respect our autonomy, which means we have separateness. Autonomous means separate, operating outside, existing outside, separate. Okay, so if they don't respect our ability to choose differently, think differently, feel differently, they're not respecting our personhood, which is a fundamentally disrespectful thing. That means it's a power dynamic in a manipulative, duplicitous role, exchange. Okay. Ooh, all right. I said that. So let's see. so here's a little bit. So we had something like a dream, a hope, a wish that they started to block, obscure. They were getting in our way. There's something that we need to do. Some kind of a powerful change is on the way, and it seems like also they thought like we needed to be tested, like something was coming too easy. So that's a horrible thing when the student surpasses the teacher too quickly. It's a beautiful thing, and that's the thing as well. Like the next generation, you're gonna want your children to do better than you do. You're gonna want your students to do better than you do. You're gonna want your employees to do better than you do. You should be excited when you see people thriving and growing. And if you're the kind of elder, the kind of teacher, the kind of spiritual master, guru, guide, whatever, what have you, that is getting jealous with their children, jealous with their students, jealous with their disciples, that means you're toxic malignant tumor. There's something wrong in your soul. Because if the next generation doesn't outpass you, what is the survival really going to be of the species? You should like it. You should love it. When the next generation, the next round of cadets, candidates is doing better than you, popping off that better than you. Now, of course, instill in them principles, instill in them tenets, etc. Because your children, your next generation, your disciples, whatever the issue, the product that you put out, they're only going to teach their children 25% of what you taught them correctly. So yes, of course you want to, but also you need to leave room for ingenuity. If you need to tell a person what to do not tell them how to do it. If you're going to tell a person how to do it, do not tell them exactly what to do, because you kill ingenuity. Unless it's something like engineering or, something where there's many lives in the hands. You really need to leave room, leave space, leave time for a person to grow organically, all the while giving them some kind of structure, some kind of boundary, system structure, foundation, rule, regulation, some kind of compliance, governance. The two can exist in the same place at the same time. And when you see it go very wrong, very dark, very manipulative, very duplicitous, it's because somebody is obsessive, not just micromanager, not just, poor semblance of control, bad management skills. It's because there's something diabolical in their soul, whether it be overtly or covertly. It can start out as this a seed of doubt, of unhealed, of kind of, some kind of malignancy. And then it becomes pernicious, insidious. When now you need to control, now you need to block, now you need to really try to control another person in their life, another person in their choices, another person in their path, because you're too worried about the decisions they're going to make or the decisions that they're not making. It means you're not respecting somebody's sovereignty, somebody's ability or right to choose for themselves, to choose differently. Okay, so I'm seeing all of this, I'm feeling all of this is coming through, so I had to say it. All right, the end of a tough cycle is here too. So we have that 10 of Swords right away. Okay, conclusions are within reach. It's gonna end pretty soon. So as I said, there's a flash sale going on. Go ahead and check the show notes. If you can't get to the show notes, vertexofabundance.org/sale or sales. I'm not sure which one it is, but that'll take you right there. And it's staggering. So every day it increases a little bit until it's the same price as the other accessibility options, and then it goes off the next day. So within a week from now, it's going to be over. And I'll do your reading right away, not at the time that you select, but I won't send it until you make payment. I hate to say, I have to inform you. A lot of people book sessions and they don't make payment ever, and they email me wondering what happened to their reading. It need to come. Okay, so a time for healing. All right. And this is on the grounds of hard work paying off, a new romantic cycle begins. So yeah, because I've been doing this thing where I'm cutting cords, and some of these people are going and reestablishing these cords, and I've cut contact, and it's multiple different, certain people get a lot of enemies, and certain people have one enemy for a long time. I'm a little bit mixture of both, but what I get is those insidious enemies, those really duplicitous ones, the pernicious ones. It's not that many, it's a handful of really just nasty kinds, okay? So it's different structure with different folks, but the same kind of energy. So a lot of us don't have a whole ass bunch of enemies. We have one enemy that's been an enemy for a long time out there up front. So we didn't know for a while and we couldn't do much about it. Does that make sense? And then the other ones, there's just multiple haters, probably because we're doing something. This or that, maybe we're dating somebody very hot, very sexy, very desirable. I'm from LA, I used to date celebrities. I would get haters all the time, I wouldn't even know. Maybe we have some kind of YouTube or this or that or what have you, whatnot and the other. I'm not balling on YouTube like I used to be. I've had, back in 2008, I had a financial advice channel. It was so much more popular back in 2008 than any of my recent channels have been. And I have some haters around my YouTube. I don't understand because I'm barely doing anything. Everybody that I'm looking at is bigger, brighter, and greater than I'm doing it. To me, I'm like a little kid playing in the puddle. I don't know why you hoes are getting upset with me. It doesn't make any sense. So I'm seeing a lot of these things that are kind of ridiculous to be jealous about, but these people, these haters, these enemies are really going, they're really wilding out. That means you are a malignant tumor. To be obsessed with somebody that really is just starting out or doesn't have a lot going on, there's something wrong in your mind, there's something wrong in your soul. Because if you're sitting there and taking all this time, energy, effort, and attention to be upset about what somebody's got going on for themselves, it means you can't put that energy into yourself. You can't invest in the self, which means you can't enrich your own soul, which means you're garbage. And if you're not garbage, it means you're a swamp. It's basically the same thing. Why is somebody with a golden goblet, a crystal chalice, going to want to take water from the swamp? And you're wanting to engage with these people, with us, with the golden goblet, the crystal chalice. So that's why you keep, doing your little thing. You need to cultivate something bigger, brighter, and better for yourself so that you can get in the game and win the game. You need to up your game, boss up, Holmes, so you can get with us. Conclusions are in reach. It's a healing. All right. Oops, excuse me. Can you read that? Wonderful. So let me be quiet. I'll talk to you soon. This reading had to come out. It kind of left a little bit differently. What brought me to the table was I've been clearing away stuff and it keeps coming back, which might mean like a really pernicious enemy, but like also somebody doesn't want to turn around for us is what I'm getting. And this is our energy here, King of Pentacles, so we're trying to stay on top and somebody keeps coming, trying to knock us over and it's not working and it's making them become the Nine of Wands, enrage. They also have the Eight of Swords, which means whatever they're projecting, whatever little plan, strategy, agenda that they had, orchestration, machinations, it's going anywhere. All right. We just keep trying to release this negativity, but this person keeps holding on. They're attached. Okay. So they're not. They're doing stuff. And we personally need to understand the bigger picture. What is it that we have going on? What is their damage? What is their issue? What are they doing? Why are they doing it? Why, and it might not be about this one person either. It might be like understanding who we are, why we are, what about us causes these situations to happen. For instance, if you suddenly win the lottery, everybody's going to come out of the woodwork, and you've got to understand that. You've got to understand property trust and real estate trust and shielding your assets and obscuring your name from things. If you're a celebrity, you need to understand privacy, secrecy, and discretion, how to move in secret, how to operate undercover. If you are suddenly a government person, you've got to, keep yourself away from situations that are exposure. You know, I have a friend who's a social worker. I have another friend who's a teacher. They can't go on Tinder. They can't go on the little apps. They can't do certain things because they might run into a student. They might run into a client. So they have to operate a certain way. So we might need to have that understanding. You know, we might need to operate kind of like that too. If we're on YouTube, or we are a magical being or a high vibration or a person of great power or whatever, we might need to, you know, obscure, be discreet, operate a certain kind of way as well. And it's really more understanding why. And I hate that, the why of the why of the why of the why. I think trying to understand why is another way of soothing. And it's another way of languishing in the pain. You know, it's better to focus on who you are and what you want and go towards that. The answers you need are coming. So if we really do need to know why, it'll happen. And that's a full moon, so something's ending, something's culminating there, and it has to deal with information, reasoning, intellect, communication, and it's on the grounds of finding balance. So there needs to be like a path that we're walking. That's what I'm getting. And I think we're already on this path. We're already walking it. But for whatever reason, somebody's trying to block because they can't be with us. And oh gosh, I'm getting multiple things. This channel is not being quiet. So I don't really like how long this video is, but it happens. Yeah, this deck finally quieted down. Right, great, wonderful. So I'm gonna go in and look at any kind of creepy love spell. I'll do another video here. Take good care. Bye, darling.